Hi there, it's Sam from poodles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. It's an envelope punch book box with petal tops, which I thought was rather lovely. I made the box. I wanted a slightly taller box using 6x6 paper. When I came to close it, I thought, I don't want to just close it over. And then I started pinching with my fingers, and I rather like the finished look. It's definitely, they're shaped like petals. You could have them open much more fully. You can really see the petal shape, or you can have them closed up a little bit. Love it. Kind of need to fill it with something, maybe shredded paper or tissue. I've got shredded cardstock and I'll show you how to do that too. Super easy. But first, you need a piece of paper that's 6 by 6 inches, 15¼ by 15¼ centimetres. And obviously I'm using our stacks, so I don't need to worry about cutting it down. Okay, on the first side, we're going to punch and score at 1 3/8 of an inch, which is 3½ centimetres. So you punch and score and then slide it up to 4 5/8 of an inch, which is 11.8 centimetres. Punch and score. And then when you turn it round, you'll see that these scored lines, they line up with this score guide here, and there's a little bit that sticks out. It's like a speech bubble, this little bit. That you line up with your scored lines. But actually, as it happens, it's exactly the same measurements anyway, because it's a cube, or no, it's not, it's a tall cuboid. Okay, so punch and slide, sorry, punch, score, slide, until you've done all 4 sides. Okay, and I'm not rounding the corners because I want the pinched edge, but if you wanted to, corner rounder there. Okay, let me put that out of the way, and I'm going to burnish these score lines. Love the gingham gala paper. It's so pretty and spring-like and summery. Just delightful. And actually, it's got me using Grapefruit Grove, which is this colour. A colour I don't use all that often. I'm not really an orange fan. But the gingham gala paper has got me using it. Okay, so you will see we've got little triangles here, and then these great big ones. You need to cut straight down one and then whack off a bit. So I'm going to cut straight down one, and then you need to chop off enough, because if I folded that round, you can see there's far too much there. So where you've got this bump here, cut straight down from about there. And then you will have enough to stick down, but not so much that it overlaps. And then you just keep rotating around by 90 degrees. Who knew I would use maths so much? My eldest son is sitting his GCSE exams at the moment, and I think he hates the thought of maths and, why am I going to use that anyway? He will. At 45 years old, I use more maths now than I have ever done. And, you know, terminology and stuff. Okay, so we're going to stick it all round, so I'm going to put some adhesive here. I'm just, for speedy purposes, going to use snail. But actually, when you're doing paper to paper, snail is fine. It sticks quite happily. And I'm going to stick this panel here to the inside of this one. And you keep going all the way round until all 4 sides are stuck. The last one, you just sort of have to angle it in. And I'm going to put my finger in to make sure that's all well stuck down. Okay, so now the pinch. The pinch is so easy. You literally are bending it in half, but use your fingernail. So I'm going to push into this part here with my finger and bend it all round to get it started, and that is your petal shape. Easy. So I'm getting it started with my fingertip, with my fingernail, and then I'm just pushing. She says not able to do the other one. It's probably because I'm hovering it in the air, and I'm just pinching with my fingers. Easy, easy, easy. Just keep going. And you know what? It's paper. If you don't fancy doing it on your project straight away, get a bit and practice and it will work. But yeah, it's just a cute way to finish off the top of the box. So they're all pinched round. Wiggled that one a little bit. There we go. How cute is that? We just chuck some shadow over it so you can see it better. Very different. Okay, so I'm going to wrap some ribbon, and because this is an in colour, we've got an in colour ribbon, and so was this one. This was Pineapple Punch. Actually, yeah, technically I want to say it was Daffodil Delight. I might not be right, I'm not really sure. But anyway, so I'm going to try and tie a bow. I do find the smaller projects not the easiest to do bows with. I feel like I haven't got enough finger space, so I end up cutting off way too much ribbon and then still messing up the bow. But you know, we have a go. Oh look, I did the bow okay then. Right, and then I've got my piece of cardstock, so I'm going to have 3 little flowers, and I'm going to grab some Whisper White because I want the centre and the petal. 3 of them. And start putting it all together. So I'm just going to layer up everything. So I'm going to layer the centres in first, and our mini glue dots are exactly the right size for the centres. It's almost like it was planned. I'm sure it was completely planned. Oh, unless you put it down wrong. So that's the centre of the flowers. I'm going to elevate them very slightly. So I'm taking the back of my paper piercer into the centre and pushing down firmly. And then pick up the ends of these. Now we're not going to see the end, and just hide it. Hide one behind each flower. Because it will just peep through like that. Then I can pop these all onto my box. And then I will finally I will finish off, I can't even speak anymore, and I'll show you how to shred the paper. Super easy, not complicated at all. Those 3 are all on there, and then all I do to shred paper is I get matching coloured cardstock. So this is this bit here, and I get my paper trimmer, and what I use is I look down the centre, you've got a channel here, and I make my cardstock just, you know, a fraction over, and just go backwards and forwards. So I get some that's slightly bigger and slightly smaller than the other. And you just keep going until you've got enough pieces, and I reckon this small piece of cardstock will be more than enough for me for this. Or you just keep going until you can't hold it on the trimmer anymore. There we go, I think that'll do. And you grab it all into a pile and scrumple it in your hand. Scrumple, such a brilliantly descriptive word, isn't it? So scrumple it all up into a ball and then stuff it in. So you put your treats about halfway down, whatever's inside. And you put your tissue or your scrumpled cardstock on top. That, I think, is proper cute. Don't you? I think it is. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Grab your envelope punch board, make a petal top box. Hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.